We are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to YouTube Live. I'm not actually using the YouTube Live app. I'm using the native Samsung app. Let me zip this up here. Broadcast link has been successfully tweeted, it says. Now let's see. Okay. I'm going to try to find the broadcast. Okay, here we go. Now I can look at your comments. Okay, very good. All right. Hey, it's Shirley. First one in. How you doing, Shirley? Just want to say hi to everybody. I'm back in Taiwan, and we got, incidentally, a new postcard. It's from Indonesia. I'll show you this in a moment. Now, for those of yes, I am. I'm back in Taiwan. Now, for those of you who would like to send us a postcard here to Win-Win's Place, if you go to taiwanlive.tv and click on the menu, look at the late night show, and down in the middle of the article, there's a link, and it's a link to Win-Win's address. The flight was fantastic. Phoenix loved it. There was a little bit of turbulence on the way back. The plane bounced, and she just laughed. She wasn't scared. It was sorry, folks. I got to look down right now. The native app isn't displaying the. It's not. Let me see if I can see here what's going on. Hang on. Okay, good. Sorry, I had to do that. Steve from Florida. How are you, my friend? It's good to see you too. Yeah. So anyway, I'm back from Bali. Bali was fantastic. My wife and I are already talking about going back. Phoenix wants to go back. She said she was sad to be back in Taiwan. Everybody is so nice. I asked her, she's 4 years old, and I said, why do you like Bali so much? And she said, the people are so nice. So even she saw it and recognized it. Of course. But I'll explain again like I did the other night when I was on YouTube from the hotel. Sorry, that's my ice. I got to break my ice. I made the mistake thinking that some of the taxi drivers were like they were in Thailand, really aggressive, you know. And hey, Matthew Phillips just joined. How you doing, Matthew? And so I was a little bit rude because that's kind of how you have to be in some of these Southeast Asian countries. These guys come on really, really strong. And so it turned out I didn't need to come on so strong. It turned out the guy was actually very nice and very helpful. And the long and short of it is I took his business card and he gave me his WhatsApp number. And I ended up actually hiring him and using him. I wouldn't have been able to go without him. Now let me explain something. The currency, the IDR, is really significantly devalued. We talked a little bit about this the other night. 100,000 IDR or rupiahs is about $7.50 US, about $7.50 for 100,000. And so a car cost to rent with a driver all day for 10 hours is 600,000. So it's, you know, it's 6 times 7. It's really amazing. And he pays the gas. So yeah. Shirley says, ironically, so Shirley, I hope that means good news. I hope that means that the deal that you went there for has been satisfactorily concluded and that you're ready to go back to Bali because things are working out. Now the food truck is closed tonight. Lousy connection. Oh, sorry about that, Steven. It's not my connection, I'll tell you that right now. Okay. Now, for those of you who just joined, we got a new postcard, and I got to be careful because the table has a little bit of water on it. I don't want to get it mess it up. But we got a new postcard, and if you want to send a postcard, I'll tell you about that in just a second. But this was dated on the 27th of July, and it got here during the 10-day period that I was in Bali. I'm not sure which day though, so this is RIAU. I assume it's pronounced Riau. And what Sylvia wrote was, she says, greetings from Indonesia. Riau is one of a province in Sumatra Island, which is one of the major islands from all the 17,000 plus islands in Indonesia. By the way, her handwriting is really cute. It says they all have their own cultures ranging from cuisine, traditional house, and clothing. And she says, thank you for a wonderful show and being an awesome host. I think she's talking to Win-Win on that. So Looking forward to this someday. God bless you always, from Sylvia. And it shows Sylvia's Chinese and second device. You can see me looking down at it. Bernardo, always a pleasure. Now this is, here, let me do this. Let me see. Can I flip this easily? No, I can't. You know, the button's underneath it. It's going to be hard. This is Sylvia's Chinese name down here. Right there. I don't know if you can read that, but anyway, this is her handwriting. And she sent it on the 27th of July. And so it took, you know, a couple of weeks to get here. So Indonesia is 3,000, apparently 3,000 IDR to send this to Taiwan from Indonesia, so that's cool. So yeah, Shirley says 720 ethnic cultures to be precise. Let me do this, Shirley. Let me do this. Nope, I guess, no. Steve from Florida. Bernardo. You guys, I thought I made you guys all monitors. Yeah, okay, made Bernardo monitor. And yeah, okay. I'm going to add Shirley as a monitor. Okay, good. So Shirley's now a monitor too. That's good. Okay, so you guys can, in case we get trolls. So this is the card. It's really nice. It's shaped like you know, a location icon for Google. It's a teardrop, like a map pointer. So Kenron, how you doing? All right, nice to see you. Nice to have you with us. So we got a nice strong connection here tonight. And this is it. So this is the latest postcard. So here's the deal. If she's saying something, it has a lot of Indonesian writing on it, which I can't read at all. I mean, there's one or two words I can read in Indonesian, although I was picking it up right and left. I was picking it up, you know, with all that I heard on the TV and stuff. Oh, I didn't see you, Rob. I'm sorry. I'm going to add you as a moderator too. Rob, I'm sorry. I did not see you come in. You snuck in there and said hi, and I saw a lot of action in the last couple of seconds. So Sylvia has the same surname as yours. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. Thanks, Mark. Well, we try not to be boring, at least. Now, if you'd like to send us a postcard, just go to taiwanlive.tv and click on the menu. The menu is like the three lines, you know, that in the center of the page on the mobile, and on the web also. It'll be over to your left. And click on the late night show, and I have a little blurb about the show and what we do, and how it's really informal and stuff, and who knows what it'll become in the future. But the point is that if you click on the link, it says win-win address, you will get a PDF file that you can print out and make labels. Now the interesting thing is, I have the file that I made. I wrote it in Chinese and English, so it's English Chinese, English Chinese, English Chinese. But notice what Sylvia did for the address. She hand wrote it. She hand wrote everything. I don't know why she did it. I guess she just wanted to do it. But her handwriting is very nice. Even the Chinese handwriting is nice. I can read every word. And her name is really cute. So her name, I hope she doesn't mind me saying this, but I don't see her right now. I don't see her online. But I hope she, hey Mark, I'm going to do something here while I got you in front of me. I'm going to add moderator. Okay, good. Now Mark's a moderator too. I like a lot of moderators. You know, everybody that can be appointed a moderator is going to be appointed a moderator. Her name is Chen, her family name is Chen, but her name means fairy woods, like the forest. It's Shen, which is the word for mountain with a person beside it. It means fairy, and then the other one is Lin, which means woods. So I think that it's so cool. That is a really cute name. Shirley says, guess what? Lots of Indonesian Chinese are Mandarin literate. I'm finding that out. because a number of people in Indonesia spoke to my wife in Chinese, and they're clearly Indonesian. And yeah, more moderators than trolls. That's exactly how I want to keep it like that. I want to keep it, you know. Anyway, a lot of people spoke to my wife in Chinese, and they were rather surprised that I could understand them too. My wife and I were in a conversation. This is funny. We were in a conversation on the plane. I was talking to the flight attendant in English, and my wife said something to me. She was asking me about something, and it was a little bit of an involved conversation that we had in Chinese, and the flight attendant was bending down so she could talk to me because it's kind of noisy in the plane, and she was looking at my wife and looking at me, looking at my wife, and she was just going, it was pretty funny. Not everybody is prepared for the fact that people who don't exactly look Chinese can speak Chinese somewhat. Steve says, not to my knowledge, but it wouldn't surprise me. I know what you mean. So, for anybody who just joined, we got another postcard from Indonesia, and we are in glorious 1080p. And so she addressed it to Miss Win-Win and then put the address in Chinese and English, wrote it, and she wrote a really cute blurb and signed her name to it in Chinese, which is really nice. And Win-Win was able to read the Chinese, obviously. So that's really cool. And you know, the funny thing is, I just noticed this. Now, how cool. She put the hashtag late night with MJ Klein. Ha ha! How cool is that? See the hashtag? I just noticed that. My goodness, that is so funny. That is so funny. Bernardo, I think every programmer hates computers, but they love mobile phones because that's where they make their money. See, somebody was asking me, what's the secret? I get asked these questions all the time. What's the secret of making money in the early part of the 21st century? I said it's 3 words. 3 words, simple words. In-app purchases. That's it. Those 3 words. That's how you make money. Their day, right? And the problem is with this particular, with broadcast is different because the broadcast buttons are on the top, the control buttons. But in this case, the control button to turn the back camera on, I have my large lens is right under the big clip. Now I'm going to do this for a second. I'm going to see if I can do that. And can I get the button? I guess I can. Use my pinky. No, I can't hit the button. I don't know how I'm going to do that with this YouTube app. Unless I cut a little notch out of it. I can use a drill and cut a little notch out of the clip. That's stupid. Yes, Ken Rod says it was a very nice card that Sylvia sent. Yes, it was. It was really cool. And what I like about it was it's really like ethnic, like you know, most of the cards that we've gotten, you know, like Ken's card, it's about the place where he lives, you know, San Antonio. It's very cultural and stuff. Win-Win loves that stuff. So all of you guys, you know, and Bernardo too, have all sent cards representing, you know, where you live. Now I understand it's a little bit difficult to sometimes find postcards today because they're kind of an outdated method of communication. But we appreciate it if you can find one. Now what Rob Ebner did was he took a screen cap and printed that out and turned that into a card, which is really cool. Now Matthew says that he will be sending one soon. Love to have that. We'd love to hear from you, Matthew. Thank you. And you come from an interesting part of the country too, so you should be able to find some really interesting postcards there. Now we did find some postcards. I did tell Win-Win because Win-Win was kind of disappointed that the cards are falling off a little bit, you know, the frequency of their arrival. But because I come by, you know, like a couple times a week and ask her, did any more cards come? And she's like, no. And she's kind of pouting, kind of fake pouting. It's kind of funny. But I sent her one from Bali. So on the last day that I was there, I sent her one. So we can tell how long it takes to get here, you know, from Bali. But this one took from the 17th, or from the 27th to sometime within the last 10 days. So, and okay, so here's what I'm getting from Steven. It says anti-pinky keyboards should be banned. Yes, I agree. Mark asked a really good question. Are the cards displayed at the store? Not yet. And Ken says that the comments are cover me, so we can do this. The cards are not displayed at the store yet. We still want to get the sign behind us a little bit. The cards are not displayed yet, but they will be soon. She has to find the appropriate thing. She wants to find the thing that's clear, you know, that the cards slide in, and we've got that. Said the comments cover you. Okay, that is an issue. I think you're viewing in landscape to get that right. If you view in landscape, then the comments do cover. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I'm seeing it on the iOS version. To send one from his new location, that is just fine. That's fine with us. Gosh, there's no way I can use that back camera. I'm going to have to take my drill and drill a hole for that. So it kind of stinks. You know how companies are when users modify things. See, this clip already broke once because it's really delicate. If it breaks again and I bring it back for a new one, they might not give it to me if I drill a hole in it, but we'll see. Rob told me today, or actually he mentioned this in the Rob says, is anyone else having connection issues, or is it just me? It's probably YouTube. Everything I watch on YouTube buffers. I don't know why, but everything that I watch buffers. I've got my Wi-Fi box out in the open, you know. We got 2 green lights. Oh, it just turned yellow as soon as I went like this. I'll pick it up as green. It's green again. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But Rob said today in the late night group that for him, YouTube updated, and he now has YouTube Live. I don't. Of course, I'm in Taiwan. I don't know if that makes any difference, but I'm in Taiwan. I checked my iPhone. I don't think I've updated my iPhone. I got to update it. So I got to update the iPhone and see if it came with YouTube Live, and maybe if that's the case, then I'll just go live from the iPhone. That'd be easier. So please feel free to send a postcard. Now we had a couple of funny things happen in Bali. It's not that people want to like cheat you out of money, but they just want to get as much money for whatever they are going to do, right? I noticed that. Hey, Jay boy, how you doing? Yes, I noticed on my YouTube app on my Android that they changed the logo. It looks different. It's weird, isn't it? I mean, I think it's cool, but it's weird that they changed it. I got the new logo, but I didn't get the new Go Live. So my wife and I took a taxi. Now, the only taxi to take, when you're in Bali, you guys remember this, the only taxi that you want to take is the Bluebird. Okay, and they have an app called My Bluebird, and it's worth getting. You get a SIM card, so you got a local phone number, you register with an email, just use your Gmail email, and use your local Bali phone number. And Rob said he's sending another card soon. Cool. All right, Stephen has to go. You guys take care. He's got some people there doing work. Thanks, Steve. Take care. And so, if you register, with your local Bali phone number, and you've got your My Bluebird app, all you got to do is tap the app, and it knows the address that you're at, and you can instantly get a taxi. Now, a couple of really cool things. Whoever responds, it gives you their picture, gives you their name, and it tells you how far away. It opens up a Google map, and it shows your position, their position, which way you got to go, and it tells you. Why is that? That's weird. There's like some weird stuff going on down at the bottom of this. I wonder what that is. I wonder if that's glare. Yeah, it's glare. Oh, look at that. Okay, never mind. Anyway, take care, Stephen, and thanks for joining. Rob said he's going to send another card soon. That's really cool. Data prices are reasonable. They're very reasonable. I got like 12 gigabytes of data for like 25 bucks, around there. Anyway, and you just go to any store and top it up. So about the Bluebird app, and when you're all done with the trip, it prompts you to rate the driver, and then they email you a receipt, which is really cool. It's a very, very, very useful and very cool receipt that they send you. Usually, what's the purpose for the trip? And if you're going to see a client or something in business, and you put that on there, then it's on your receipt. So that was really good. I actually ended up actually not using all the data that I got in the last one. I burned up 9 gigabytes really quick on the first couple of days, and then I topped it off with 12, and I ended up leaving about 6. I got to shut the door because so-and-so went in and left the door open. And the air conditioning is on. The air conditioning is on. And I put a little bit of my weight back on. I put 2 kilograms back on, so I got to fast it off. I'm gonna start fasting again next week and get rid of that. So that was an issue. Let me do this and do like that. There you go. Now I got more of it. That I should be out of the danger zone of the comments. So anyway, Bernardo says, tomorrow I will try the Old Monk rum. Bernardo, your patience is astonishing, because as soon as that bottle arrived at my house, it wouldn't even get set down on the table before it was opened. And at least I would be wafting the aroma. Have you even smelled it or taken a sip? Have you smelled it yet? Because if you haven't, what I'd like for you to do is just crack the top and take a whiff and tell me what you think of the smell. Vacation struggles, Matthew says. Yes, but now here's the cool part. My wife and I went shopping in a part of town that didn't have that many Bluebird taxis going through it. We stood out in the road and looked. And so the security guard came out. Now security guards in Bali, they're really, really friendly. They're really nice. So you always, respond nicely back to them because they're really helpful. And the guy said, "Do you need a taxi?" And I said, "Yes." And he was just trying to be helpful. He says, "Well, this guy runs a transport service." And he came over and he said 150,000 IDR. Now, when we took a Bluebird from our hotel to get there, it was 32 IDR for a trip that I paid 32 for. And I busted out in a huge belly laugh, and a guy was belligerent, and he said, "Keep your money," and I said, "I will," and I whipped out my phone, and there was a little place there next to a sign that had a place to sit, and he said, "Yeah, you better sit down." I was walking over there to sit down. He goes, "Yeah, you better sit down because it's going to be a long time before you find a taxi on this road," and I said, "I'm calling Bluebird, man," and within like 7 minutes, a Bluebird taxi showed up, and a guy called me by name when he rolled down the window because I use the app and it has my name on it. And to this guy's astonishment, I got in a Bluebird. Now the coolest part about using the Bluebird taxi that I think is that there's several things. Number one, they're always extremely kind and polite, and Shirley will tell you about this because Shirley lives in Bali. The Bluebird taxi guys, they all wear uniforms. They're all courteous. They know places. My wife and I asked one guy, "What's the best place to get our money exchanged change our money?" And the guy's like, he knew what he was doing. So, but by the way, Bernardo, are you unscrewing the cap and taking a look at the bottle and sniffing it? I would like to know what you think of the aroma before you try it tomorrow. And so, anyway, oh no, wait a second. In 6 hours and 6 minutes, he's over 40. Oh, I get it. 6 hours and 6 minutes. Well, it's not like you're excited or counting or anything like that, so he's over 40. Whew, boy, oh boy. I wish I was over 40. That was 21 years ago. 21 years ago. Wow. Oh, buffering again. Rob says, Glendronach 12, now patiently waiting in my booze cabinet. Mr. Ebner, I am very, very curious to know what your opinion is of that fine distillery product. You'll have to give me a report on the first dram. So everybody's congratulating Bernardo, so appreciate that. So anyway, about the blooper, right? So the coolest part is at the end of the ride, their little meter has a button and it prints out the receipt. So the receipt comes out and they just tear it off. So that was the coolest thing. So wherever my wife and I could go and take a taxi without hiring, the car that we hired that guy named Marty. I'm going to write a series of blog articles. I'm going to put all this stuff in the blog, and I'm going to put all the people and the contacts that I met, because I met a really cool couple, and I think did I talk about that in broadcast or in YouTube the other night? I forget, but I met Westy and Lalier from Natus Herbal. I don't think Shirley's with us anymore. I think Shirley has disappeared. And anyway, I'm going to recommend to Shirley that she contact them because they're really good people. I read Dr. Sears' book about the healing herbs of Bala. Yeah, I remember now because we were talking about that because Mark Casey helped me remember the name of the book. Anyway, that was a really, really good time that I had with them. And we bought a ton of stuff. A bunch of things from them, and it was only like 2,000 NT, which is like $60 US. We bought a whole, giant bag full of, like for example, I got diabetic tea that lowers your blood sugar. I got another kind of tea that is specifically designed for well-being and for general health, which is something that everybody in Bali drinks normally. And I believe that it's based on the moringa tree. It's mostly antioxidants. I got some roll-on for headache, and I got a spice bomb. All right, excuse me a second. I gotta wait. Okay, are we still on? Are we still live? I got a spice bomb. Now you guys probably know Tiger Balm from Singapore, and this is very similar to that in some respects, in that it is a healing balm, but it uses beeswax instead of petroleum wax, so it's really, really soft. It's absorbed by in your skin very easily. It doesn't leave a sticky residue, and the spices that they use are specifically designed to reduce pain and inflammation. And let me tell you, like I was walking around carrying my kid. Okay, Matthew says good here. Okay, good, thank you. I was walking around carrying my kid, and she was pretty heavy lots of times, and by the end of the day my back was killing me. I lifted up my shirt, slathered some of that spice stuff on, and thanks Rob, and good to go. So you know what, Rob had asked me a question the other day, and he asked me, do I have promo codes for any of these products that I talk about? And I don't, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask Westy and I'm going to ask Dr. Sears if I can get a promo code from them for some of the products that I recommend. And I think it's a good idea. And it was a really, really good question and a good suggestion. Kenron says, yes, buffered a little bit. Yeah, everything I watch on YouTube buffers. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know. We're in high resolution mode. I don't need to run this high. I can set it, you know, to like 720 or what is it, 480? Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that for the next stream. I'll set it to like 480 because it doesn't need to be so high. I'm showing a couple things, you know, pretty close up. But the truth is, if I can go on the back camera and use that macro lens, then it really is, you know, extremely clear. So, and J-Boy saying it buffers now and again. Yeah. Well, the question I have is, and I know it's going to take a couple minutes for me to get the answer, but when it buffers, do you lose anything, or does it buffer and serve you up right from where it left off? Do you miss anything? Wow. I'm just looking at what Rob said. Glendronach 12. Now patiently waiting in my booze cabinet. Hey, Dave in Osaka. You just joined. How you doing, Dave? Dave, you just joined, so I want to show. We just got a really nice card from Sylvia from Indonesia. And this is from Riau province. And she hand wrote on the back. Her handwriting's really cute. She wrote her name in Chinese, and she wrote the address in Chinese too. So she's fluent in Chinese too. That's really cool. So we got a new. Okay, J-Boy is telling me that it misses what I say when it buffers. Okay. When I watch playbacks, you know, because I try to watch my playbacks to check for the quality of the broadcast. And I notice occasionally that when it does buffer, it does skip. There's a section that's missing, and I've noticed that several times. Now, Shirley came back. She said, "Hey everyone, I'm back. Sorry, I was out to get a beer. You just have to watch MJ with the companionship of a beer." And that's exactly right. And Dave said a very nice card. Yeah, it was. It was very nice of her to send it. And you know, Dave, her family name is Chen, and her name is, I guess you would say, I'm trying to do the pronunciation in Chinese, Sen Lin, which is different from Sen Lin, but it means fairy woods. That is really, really cool. And I think I don't know if you can see it well enough, but there it is. It's the word for fairy. That's Chen. That's the word for fairy, and that's the word for woods. Lin. And maybe Rob says don't chug it, Shirley. I have to read all the comments, because if I don't, then they disappear, and if anybody watches the replay, they're like, what's he talking about? So Shirley says, laughing out loud in the process. Rob, I can't believe that you haven't tried that Glendronach yet. Now, if you like the Glendronach, I believe it's pronounced Glendronach from what I saw a guy from Scotland on YouTube talking about it. That's your first foray into the Glendronach distillery world. If you like that, which if you're a single malt guy, you're gonna like it, because everybody I've ever turned it on to has just fallen over it. You know, they just love it. I love the card shape too. Rob says he loves the card shape. I do too. The teardrop is fantastic. I mean, Sylvia spent some time to find that card. She really did. It was very, very nice of her to do that. But that's the kind of person that she is. They make a 15-year revival. It has a green box. And they make a 16-year platinum. And that's what I got down at the Cowboy Bar. The 16-year platinum is just out of this world. But Rob says I have too many bottles to finish first. But Rob, don't you just like rotate them? I do. I finish all my bottles like this. I don't finish one then the other. I drink them down together. Like this day it's Glen Rothes, tomorrow it's Glen Dronach, tomorrow it's Ardbeg, and you know that's what I do. But that's just me. Shirley says that name is definitely calculated based on strokes and her birth date and timing. Yes, it probably is. Which leads me to something else. My friend Michael Turton, who I think you guys remember, he's been on my show a couple of times. He's a professor. Well, he's a lecturer at a college in Taiwan, and he says to me that every year a lot of the kids in his class have the same name because their parents use the same book. They use the same book to choose a name. So, oh, Shirley says, now this is interesting. She says, I found that when you're viewing it from a computer, it's much more stable connection and not much buffering. Okay, well there you go. Maybe it's the mobile app that has the issue. Now the other thing you can do too is you can tap the screen, go to the settings, and you can choose a lower resolution yourself. You can choose to view this broadcast in anything under 1080. So if you do, if you want to view it in 360 or 480, then that would definitely limit the buffering. And let's face it, I'm not a movie star anyway, so I don't really need 1080. But there you go. That's it. Rob, let me ask you this. Since you're here, and we'd all like to know, could you possibly sneak a wee shot just to give it a sniff and a little sip and tell us what you think? Could you possibly do that? I mean, would it be too much trouble? I can't believe Bernardo let that old monk sit there, but he's definitely got a purpose for it. So we're going to find out in 6 hours what he likes about it. So hopefully he'll post it in the late night group. That would be fantastic. I think that's so funny. So I think Rob is going to give us the thumbs up or the thumbs down. Oh, Rob's not home at the moment. Shirley says, by the way, MJ, you're looking as if you're surrounded by white light. I don't know what you did there, but it sure looks amazing. Really? It's just the fluorescent lights overhead. We just got fluorescent lights overhead, that's it. But what it is I noticed that there is like a glare. See, if I go like this, right? It's coming from inside. Oh, it's coming from this light right here. It's a reflection off there. See, if I do that, then it goes. See this down here, right? Goes away. See that? It's my aura, okay? Yeah, see, but see now, okay, here's the thing. Rob said he's not at home or at the moment, or he would try it. But Bernardo says try it. And Bernardo's a guy that's been sitting on the bottle for a couple of days now. Ken says he has to go. He'll see you all next time. Have a great night, great day. Thank you very much, Ken. I appreciate it. Nice to see you. Thank you so much. Thanks for sticking in. But Bernardo himself is not willing to pop the cork on the bottle until he's ready to celebrate in 6 hours from now, see? But he's telling Rob to go ahead and pop the cork. Ha ha ha. So Rob is not home at the moment, he says, or I would. Well, let me ask you, Rob, one more question for you. Will you be home within a reasonable period of time? In other words, within the normal scope of this broadcast, like 15 or 20 more minutes, something like that. Yeah, Shirley says it's my aura. You want to know something funny? I've had several people in my life tell me that they see my aura, but the cool thing is they've all said, they don't know each other, completely independent, different places, they've all said the same color. It's our pleasure, Ken. Thank you so much for joining, and you take care. Enjoy your coffee. Speaking of coffee, we got some Indonesian coffee. And it's really funny. We stumbled on this place. We're going around, and we found this place called Golden Rabbit's Coffee. So we thought it was a coffee shop. this kid here is arguing with him, and there. One woman, like, well, she was going to hit him. Found this place called Golden Rabbit's Coffee. Oh. Okay, 2 questions. Shirley says, what calls for the celebration to pop the cork? He's going to turn 40 in 6 hours, Shirley. And Rob said, I could be. Need to see the color of your money. Okay. Well, let me show you the color of my money. I'll show you right now. This is the color of my money. This is 5,000 rupiah. Or I should say rupiah. This is 5,000 rupiah. Now remember, when I said that 100,000 rupiah equals $7.56 US cents, right? Like $7.50 US. 2,000, or excuse me, 5,000, 2,000, dude. 5,000. Let me tell you something. If you needed to start your barbecue, this is what you do. You light this, and you put it under your charcoal, because that's about what it's worth. Seriously. Which makes Shirley. Okay, Rob says to be home in 10 minutes in Indonesia, right? Shirley, you're a trillionaire in Indonesia, right? Because I was walking around. I bought some shirts for $4 million. I bought a new watch, okay? It was $1.5 million. I said the last time I spent $1.5 million on something, I got an airplane. Come on, man. So Rob will be home in 10 minutes. Fantastic. All right, so noticed. And I had talked some Indonesian people, and they apparently didn't realize that this is the case. But the small denominations, 1,000 and down, 100, 200, 500, 1,000 and down are coins. Matthew, I don't. Always wanted to. No, sorry, that was a joke. I always wanted to, but I'm looking. I was talking to my wife today. We're looking at some of these new technology helicopters that are coming out, where they pretty much fly themselves. So we're keeping an eye on the flight requirements for those things. But yeah, seriously. Okay, Rob, take care. We'll see you in 10 minutes. Thank you. Anyway, the coins in Indonesia are made out of aluminum. They hand you a coin and you're like, wow, there's no weight to this. You're not used to it because, most coins in most countries are copper or silver, or, they're silver plated copper. And so I was talking to some of the Indonesians, and I was, asking them, do you understand why these coins, these 1,000, 500, 100, 200 coins are aluminum? And they said no, they didn't understand. And I told them the reason is because if they were minted in copper, the value of the copper by weight would far outweigh the face value of the coin, and people would just melt them down and sell them for ingot. And it's like of course, it's like this, anywhere in the world where you grow up, you usually don't think about things like that, in your own country. You know what I'm saying? There's things that people point out that are foreigners point out to you that go, oh yeah, that's really cool. Well, that's kind of the situation. I was a foreigner pointing that out to a lot of Indonesian people. They were like, wow, I never thought about that. They just grew up with aluminum coins. So there you go. All right, now I got to wait 10 minutes for Rob to come back. Now, I was going to order some food. I was going to order some eggs, but I think the chef was the person that just left. Let me do something. I need to do this. Hang on. I'm going to reset this camera. I mean this lens on the back. Okay. Now we're back. Nah. I'm trying to reset it so I can reach this thing. Hold on, let me do it again. I got to do it like this. This is kind of tricky while the gimbal is active. Nah. There's no way I can do it. There's no way that I can set this to where I can get on the back camera. Is there? No. See, that won't let me go in the back camera. I'm sorry. It won't let me go in the back camera. 我要电台。3个。
3个蛋。
对，可以吗？
可以，还有什么？
好，没有。好，谢谢。Okay, so I just ordered 3 eggs. Shirley says yes, or yeah, she says it was copper. Oh, that's cool. It was copper, and then the government they were getting cheaper, and they changed it to aluminum. Yeah, and she says, holding on. Sorry about that. Sorry. This gimbal has a really cool thing. If I press it 3 times, it does a 180, which means you can be showing something and then do a comment, which is really cool. But I was trying to reset it so I could, you know. But seriously, the reason that they did it was because the value of the copper is worth more than the aluminum. That's why. And I tell you, I do a lot of dealing in copper. In my business with my wife and I, we do a lot of dealing in copper alloys. And the prices are going up and up and up. And we've had to raise our prices to our customers for stuff that we make in copper alloy. And it's because, you know, of that they changed the material. So so Shirley says, MJ, I think I'm going to US in October. I'm going to meet Dan. Oh, that's cool. Well, you know, maybe we can go too. That would be really sweet if we could all meet together. But yeah, Dan is a good guy. Dan is my business partner in the United States, and I've known him since 1986. And he's from New England, and he has a New England accent. It's pretty interesting. Everybody thinks he's Italian, but he's not. This is Win-Win over here. Oh, you guys want to talk to Win-Win? Win-Win has some other customers coming. Let me go over here a little bit. Let's do this. I think it's more interesting this way. I'm going to stand out of the way of the door. Yeah, Boston. Matthew, that would be Boston. But the thing is, right, if my wife and I fly, then we can use Shirley's jet and go anywhere. So Shirley, we should make a late night tour of the United States and go all the places where we have people that watch the show. That's what we should do, Shirley. We can use your charter jet. That'd be cool. I'm going to ask one when she wants to come on the stream with us. You guys heard some customers just came, and they're pretty dynamic. They're loud and a lot of fun. Anyway, she's arranging. They want. I think they want to go to karaoke with some girls, and she's arranging for that. So I was going to ask Win-Win to join us here, but anyway. Shirley, if Win-Win comes on with us, you can type to her in Chinese if you want to. So yeah. Yeah, we should. So Shirley, why don't you and I talk offline, and maybe we can all ride in your charter jet together to US. That'd be cool. That'd be sweet. Obviously, we'll pay our share of it, but yeah. There you go, Matthew. Business first. That's right, Bernardo. Shirley says, I saw something on top of the door. Is that what I think it is? It is a bag of garlic. It's a bag of garlic. Yeah, it's a bag of garlic. Is that what you thought it was? This is an anti-vampire location. Vampires can't get us. Now, for those of you who just joined, we got a nice new postcard from Indonesia written by Sylvia. And this is really sweet. And it features the Riau province, which I thought was really nice. Shirley says, yeah, stopping by Taiwan to pick you up, that would be fantastic. And you know, Phoenix would love it. And Phoenix will love you too. The moment you start speaking Chinese to Phoenix, she's going to warm right up to you. So, actually, you know, Dan's had some really nice things to say about you to me on the phone when he and I are talking. He says he's really getting to know you and you're a really nice person. And of course, I already knew that, but that's cool. I'm glad you guys are going to meet in person. That'd be fantastic. Yeah, I'll talk to my wife about that. Okay, Shirley says, okay, there's a belief that garlic repels bad omens. And yes, that's what I thought. Okay, good. I never really noticed it. To be honest with you, I never noticed it. That's got to be new. You know what? Now I'm going to have to go back and look at previous broadcasts and see. And Shirley says, oh, he's just being nice. No, he ain't. He's being sincere. Dan's an honest and see that in person. And so, yeah, it'd be great to have like a kind of a big reunion, you know. And I know you want to meet Phoenix too. But yeah, let's talk about that. We'll see what's going on. And Phoenix is not in regular school. She's in kindergarten, so we can take her out if we want to. So, how long are you going to stay? What's your, well, if you don't want to say now, it's okay, but no plans. It's, you know, over a month away. Yeah, Shirley says she never saw it before today, just noticed it. So I think it's just the, I think it's brand new. I'll fish it. I think it's brand new. I don't think it's ever been there before. Okay, so my fried eggs just came. Now, for those of you who can speak Chinese, you'll notice these guys here were talking in Taiwanese, so I couldn't understand a single word they were saying. They could have been saying anything, and I wouldn't have known it. Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm not going to repeat that. But yeah, I understand. All right, here we go. Wow. I'm so glad that the FDA in America finally said that cholesterol doesn't matter and that eggs are back on the menu. But Dr. Sears knew that all along, and Dr. Sears, you know, has been saying that eggs are, you know, back on the menu for a long time. But they put some of the thick soy sauce on these. They're really good. But yeah, Shirley, what you just said, that would be really cool. They can move forward on a lot of cool stuff. Usually, I go in the back camera and show the product. Let me do this. Oh. Bernardo just said something interesting. Bernardo left the broadcast and went to look, and he says, not new, 14th of July, the garlic was there. Really? I never noticed it. Amazing. Well, I'm glad that I showed it on July 14th. Wow. Shirley says FDA also said that coconut oil does nothing to help you get healthy. Well, they're wrong about that. Coconut oil is an anti-diabetes medicine. In some parts of the world, coconut water and coconut oil are medicines. There have been cases where in emergencies, doctors have used coconut water for IVs because coconut water in the coconut is sterile. When you open it, you can use it immediately, it's sterile. So yeah, the FDA sometimes gets stuff right. Most of the time gets stuff wrong, but you know what? The FDA is run by a doctor who's never had a medical practice. And all they're trying to do is keep people alive enough to keep buying their drugs. They're not trying to cure people, they're just trying to make money off them. It's called Big Pharma, and I'm sorry, YouTube is probably going to ban me because I'm not leftist, but that's what it is. That's what they're trying to do. FDA is a terrible organization. They're trying to ban, well, they will eventually ban supplements. So you can't buy CoQ10, stuff like that, to supplement your health. They really want you on the big teat of the government. Okay, so here's one egg yolk. Fantastic. And Matthew Phillips says exactly. Matthew, I just call this stuff how I see it. I've seen lots of changes. Eventually, they're going to have all kinds of power over you. Like, for example, they're going to look at your purchasing history and they're going to say, well, you eat a lot of pizza, so you don't qualify for this insurance, or you don't qualify for this level of medical care because you did it to yourself. So, Shirley says, 1 month living in Bali, you're as healthy as a baby. Yes, but if you avoid the sugar. Here's the big issue. The big thing that I found about Bali is that sugar is in everything. And I actually looked up and memorized the Indonesian word for sugar. I bought some coconut water at the store and it had sugar in it, G-U-L-A, gula. It had sugar in it. Everything has sugar. And actually, Shirley was talking with me about the Busi barbecue sauce and how we could market it in Indonesia. And she said it won't work unless you add sugar to it. So we're going to have to add cane sugar to Busi barbecue sauce, to meet the local flavors. Lalier and Westy at the Natus Herbal, they were in Dr. Sears' book, right? I met them. And they were talking about how sugar is a big problem in Bali. If you eat, Shirley says, ironically, I'm part of the problem. I'm selling sugar. Yeah, you're selling sugar. There are legitimate uses for sugar, but not in every little thing, not in every, in every cup of tea and every elixir. See, the problem is you can go to the store. You can go to the convenience store in Indonesia, I assume, because you can in Bali. And you can find all kinds of little bottles of juices and tonics that contain like antioxidants and really powerful herbal medicines, but they all have sugar in them. It's weird. When I got the coconut water and I cracked it open and I tasted it, I could instantly tell that it had sugar in it. And I thought, man, this is crazy. And I looked at the ingredients, and in English it said it had cane sugar, and that really threw me off. Rob says this is Rob's official review of the Glendronach 12 year. On a scale of 1 to wonderful, I give it nectar of the gods. Told ya. And Shirley says, nice, Rob. I'm planning a get together for all of us. We're going to have a late night party. I already know where it's going to be. It's going to be at Coco's house. It's going to be at Coco's. We're going to pick up everybody in Shirley's jet. We're going to fly to North Carolina. It's going to be at Coco's, and we're going to get the Glendronach Distillery to underwrite the party. That's what we're going to do. And Rob says, by the way, you have me boozing at 11 a.m. Yeah, but it's after 10, okay? All bets are off, it's after 10. But Rob, really, I mean, if you like that one, it's worth it to get the 16-year platinum. The 16-year platinum is just astonishing. The 15-year revival is unbelievable. A longtime friend of mine, Grady, who's been a single malt guy since I can remember, when he came to Taiwan, I bought him a bottle of the 15. We drank it, some of it at a restaurant, and he took it back, and he's become a Glendronach convert. That's all he's drinking now is Glendronach. Shirley says, yeah, after all, the jet can fit up to 20 persons. Well, there you go. There you go. And because it's a private jet, you can booze on board, right, Shirley? It's a private jet, you can do whatever you want, right? You're not subjected to the same security, that the airlines have because it's a charter jet. You can do whatever you want. You can bring whatever you want on board. Rob says, it really is excellent! Exclamation point. It says it takes my breath away. I'm so glad. I am so glad that I was able to turn you onto that. That's what I've been saying, you guys. This Glendronach. It's the 12-year. Now, Rob, let me ask you this. Is their 12-year, is it not better than some other distilleries' 15 or maybe even 18-year scotches? The thing, when I first sampled their 12-year, the thing that astonished me was that it was only 12 years in the cask. I thought it was an 18, and I looked at the bottle, and I was astonished. So Shirley says, yeah, you can even dance. If you want to know what you can do in a private jet, watch the Iron Man movie, where they got the flight attendants pole dancing, right? Ah, Coco says hello. I heard my name. I'm in my car. Yes, Coco, we're coming to your house. There's going to be a late night party at your house. Shirley is going to pick everybody up in her private jet. We're going to your house. And we're going to get the company to underwrite the party. That's so funny. That's like my ultimate dream, to have everybody together at Coco's house. Shirley says, hey Coco, yeah, we were talking about you. Yes, we were. And when we say all good things, it really was. Because let me tell you something. Part of the reason is that stuff that Coco's been cooking, I want to taste it. I want to try it. He's been doing stuff on broadcast and on YouTube. And man, oh man, we got to try that. But what we got to do is get a big case of Bootsy barbecue sauce to go with everything. And we'll put Shirley in charge of procuring the Indonesian food. Because you definitely got to have Indonesian food. So Coco, Rob got a bottle of the Glendronach 12 year. You know, the scotch that I'm always raving about? And he cracked it open at 11 o'clock in the morning and took a shot of it. Coco says, I missed everything. My signal is funny. No, I understand that. She says, I'm heading up north today. Okay, well, we'll catch you on the replay. But we're going to have a party at your place. So you better tell your husband. Matthew says, does look good. You mean the eggs? Sorry about that. Not sure what you mean, but. The thing that I like about the Glendronach, and you may not know this unless you're familiar with the distillery. Coco says, door open anytime. Give me a hug. Come on, give me a hug. There you go. Exactly. They mature the whiskey in sherry casks, and that's why it's so special. It's not just a regular, like a a bourbon cask. No, it's a sherry cask. Shirley says, yeah, about the Indonesian food. She says, Indonesian food is special. And yes, it is, let me tell you. I can cook beef rendang. It's the #1 best food in the world. Hey, Eric, how you doing? Nice to see you. Eric, you missed so much, man. We've been on for like an hour. Sylvia sent a postcard. Look at this. What a cool shape. And she hand wrote the Chinese, even her name in Chinese. But we got a nice card from Sylvia. Yeah, what's with the garlic? Good question. Eric, you must have been like lurking, because how would you know about the garlic over the door? It's funny, but there it is, right? Whoa. There. Sorry about that. I don't have much experience with green screens. Rob says, uh-oh, into the second shot. And Eric says he saw it. Wow. And Bernardo posted a pic. Oh, okay. Bernardo posted a pic. Hey, ni hao, ni hao. How's your Bernardo must have posted a pic in the late night group on Twitter. Listen, if you guys aren't in the late night group, but you're on Twitter, send me a message and let me know, and I'll add you. Okay, that's cool. I want to see that pic. That's really cool. That's good. Now, this whiskey that Rob is trying is the Glendronach 12 year. And I've been talking about this for months and months. And I even posted a picture in the late night group a while ago. And Rob finally found it. He said he couldn't find it in his local store. I'd like to hear the story about what it took to get that. But he said it's in his booze cabinet. And I asked him, would you mind taste testing it? And he said he's not at home, but he'll be home in 10 minutes. And he came on. And let me tell you what he said about it. In addition to, it is really excellent, exclamation point, it takes my breath away. He said, on a scale of 1 to wonderful, I give it nectar of the gods. That's what he calls it. Now, Shirley says, cheers, Rob, you and me. There you go. And Coco says, heading to Pennsylvania, PA today, and then New York City and back. Okay, cool. That sounds like a nice little round table. Now, Are you going to see former co-workers? I think that might be what you're doing, right? Because you used to work in New York. Yeah. You guys retired to North Carolina, which is not a bad place. My dad, it's a sad story. My dad bought some plots of land on Oak Island. It's a sad story. If you want, I'll tell it to you. But if not, I'll move on. Excuse me. We got some of my teeth. This is live TV. Sorry, what am I supposed to do? We're going to go to commercial break, and I'm going to go over here and pick my teeth. Okay. Maybe someday the show will get to that point. Who knows? Garlic keeps away evil spirits, yes, and it keeps away vampires. Well, my parents had 4 kids. I'm the oldest. I have 2 sisters younger than me, and my brother, baby brother, who's the youngest. And my dad bought 4 plots of land at Carolina Beach, actually, Oak Island, to give to us as an inheritance. But his 3rd wife kept him. He died, and she's going to give him to her kids. You see. She actually broke North Carolina law by putting him into a trust because she's supposed to take care of him and use the assets to take care of him before he died. But she didn't, and then he died and nobody prosecuted her. So, I'm seriously thinking about... Oh, the other thing is, she has my dad's tools. And she has my dad's freaking war medals. And she's not giving them up. I am seriously considering suing her for the war medals, the tools, and the 4 plots of land. Because remember, in litigation, it's not necessary for you to win. Now Shirley knows this. Right, Shirley? It's only necessary for you to exhaust the resources of your opponent. Yeah. Well, yeah. Shirley says, oh no, but look where it brought you now. Karma will get her anyway. Yeah, I know. The truth is, I don't want the land in America because I got to pay taxes on it. But it's the principle, you know what I mean? I would just give it to one of my other siblings, and then they could build like a double wide, you know. The cool part about it is it's not the lots that are right on the beach. It's one street back. So they're not like in the actual line of fire, if you know what I'm saying. And you know when the storms hit. But yes, it is, Coco. It is bad. But what are you going to do? You know. She had an opportunity to do the right thing and didn't do it. So what does that say about her? What can I say? I mean, she knew that's what that was, you know, those plots of land was for. Holy cow. Rob says, holy cow, I had my name put on a wait list for the scotch. $76.29, including sales tax. $76.29. Now I'm going to ask you, Rob, before I tell you how much I pay for it in Taiwan, I'm going to ask you, Rob, is it worth it? What did Bernardo say? Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry, Bernardo said, garlic keeps away evil spirits? Question mark. He says, okay, put garlic over my office door. Keeps my boss away. There you go. So Rob was saying, LOL, Bernardo. And Shirley says, you're so funny, Bernardo. Yeah, sorry, I got to read these because they disappear. But I want to ask Rob if the $76.29 is worth it for that scotch. And then I'm going to tell him that I spend, it's like 1,100 NT, but they always give it to me for 1,000 NT, and that's like $30 I get it for in Taiwan. So, when we have a party at Coco's, I'm going to have to bring Glendronach. And I'll bring the 16. The 16, I've had the 28. And the 28 is ecstasy. It's just, you can't imagine. I mean, Glendronach has ruined me for other scotches. People talk about Macallan, you know, and they talk about Singleton and stuff. It's like, I would use that to light a fire. Seriously. I would use that as a disinfectant before I got a shot. You know? Seriously. I wouldn't drink it compared to Glendronach. Anyway. If the enemy was coming and I was out of fuel for my tank and I had a bottle of 16-year-old platinum Glendronach that I could put in the gas tank and outrun the enemy and get away, I'd drink it instead. I swear. I would. Yeah, that's what I would do. So make a parcel and send it to Rob. I would, but the problem is, as soon as it arrived, he'd have to pay a duty on it that would bring it up to the price. That's the whole point. I know what you mean. Yeah, I got it. I know what you mean. Bernardo says, you know, just send some to Rob, but on arrival, he'd probably have to pay the duty that would make up the difference. Yeah. But I'll tell you what I can send you guys from Taiwan is Taiwan Oolong tea, the High Mountain Oolong tea. That's really great. So Rob hasn't responded yet, but I'm asking yes it is. It's that good. I'm asking Rob, is it worth the $76.29? And I'm thinking it probably is because he called it Nectar of the Gods and he said it was really good. You know. I'm scrolling back on my second device. Scrolling back. Okay. I guess Rob mostly compares 12s to 12, so. Whoa. I did the wrong thing. I unmoderated Rob. Sorry about that. So Rob says you can't take it with you. Absolutely worth it. So there you go, you guys. And I posted a pic in the late night group of what it looked like. The bottom says it's medicine. Yes. Hide it in a mouthwash bottle. That is actually a good idea. It's a good idea. Then if you get stopped by the cops, you know, for being DUI, you can say, all I did was use mouthwash, right? Look, there it is. I just used mouthwash. That's it. So that'll work. This has been great. This has been a lot of fun. We're on the air for an hour and 19 minutes. Holy cow. This is great. But we should shut this down because the problem is an hour and 20-minute replay, nobody's going to watch it, right? Maybe they will, but I don't know. I mean, but this has been great, and I really am appreciative of the fact that Rob got the scotch based on my recommendation and that he liked it. I really, really am happy about that. That's fantastic. So yeah, if you get a chance to find the 15 or the 16-year platinum, they call it, and it has like a, you know, a silver label, a platinum color label, you can't go wrong. If you look in my Periscope replays, I show that. I did a Periscope replay from the Cowboy Bar. Listen, the door's open again. From the Cowboy Bar in Kaohsiung, and I did talk about the 16 year. It's worth looking into. It definitely is. So, all right, you guys, I gotta go. Thanks so much for joining. It's been a real pleasure. We've had so much fun tonight talking about the new postcard that we got. And if you want to send us a postcard, go to taiwanlive.tv and click on Late Night Show. Scroll down till you see the link for the address file. And Bud says, Bud just came on. Hang on. Bud says, checking in before you go. Been busy with emergency management duties. Yeah, see, Bud is a ham operator, so he's probably been helping out with the communications. Hey, Bud, glad to have you with us, you know, and we appreciate all the work that you're doing in Texas to help people out. Bernardo says, but less lags on stream. Okay, probably talking about YouTube, so. Rob says, hey, Bud, staying dry. Matthew says, later all. Glad you got back safe. And Bernardo says, bye, MJ, bye, everyone. Thanks, you guys. Yeah, you know we're going, right? And Rob says, thanks and bye all. Yeah, really, you guys, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. And until I get YouTube live, I still got to use the second device and read from it, you know, and use the native Samsung app. But that's what we got to, you know, we got to use what we got to use. So right now, broadcast is still broken. So thanks everybody for joining. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you later. It's been a long time since I gave you the finger, so here it comes. Thank you. You guys take care. Bye bye.